Hey, here's a fun fact from the movie Blackhawk Down. You remember that very powerful scene late in the movie where Jamie Smith is laying in a room and he's bleeding out and he's about to die? And he says, "Hey, would you remind my parents that I did what I was trained to do? Would you tell them that I fought hard?"
You did what you were trained to do. You should be proud of that.
Bev,
Yeah.
do me a favor.
Yeah.
You tell my parents that I fought well today. That I fought hard.
True story. That moment in the entire 18-hour battle was probably one of the most difficult moments for the entire force. The guys that were in that room were watching Jamie Smith's life slip away, and there was nothing anybody else could do about it. All of the guys that were back in the operations cell making decisions, even me and the people around me who were fighting, trying to get to him, it was devastating to know that we just lost somebody because we couldn't get to them and give them the medical attention that they needed, and they ended up dying because of a loss of blood. That moment was one of the worst moments for the entire force during that 18-hour fight. But the words that he used during that scene perfectly summarize what it's like to be a military family member. I remember my first combat experience. I was in the invasion of Panama in 1989. And I got selected with a handful of other guys to return back to the United States early. My commander, the big boss of all of the Rangers, called me to see him in his operations cell right before I got on a plane to fly back to the United States. And he handed me a stack of letters about this thick. And he said, "Jeff, these are my personal letters. When you get back, I want you to hand them to my adjutant and to make sure that these letters get to all of the families of the Rangers who were wounded or who were dead." I took that personal correspondence from the commander of the Ranger Regiment as my mission in life was to get those letters back to families. Not long after returning to the United States from Panama, not long after those families got back, one of the parents of a Ranger who was killed during that invasion did a radio and television interview. And the reporters, because this is the first time that the U.S. has seen some significant combat in a long time, so the reporters started asking some pretty stupid questions, in my opinion. They asked the family, how does it feel to lose a son in combat? And what do you think about what your son chose to do for a living? And what is your thoughts about this invasion of the Republic of Panama? I won't go into all of their answers, but I remember listening to the mom and dad's response to these questions over the radio while most of my buddies were still over in Panama fighting the war. And this was one of my proudest moments as a soldier. I heard that family say, "Our hearts are broken because we love our son and we miss our son. But we're proud of the man that our son became and what our son stood for. We're proud that he chose to become a warrior and to defend our country." And when they asked them the question, was it worth it? I'll never forget Mom and Dad's response. They said, "We would love to have our son back right now, but we love our country and we love our freedom more. And if my freedom costs me my son, then that's a price I'm willing to pay." Their answer blew me away. And basically what they were telling those reporters is, I am proud to be able to say that my son did something difficult and he gave it his best. In other words, that he fought hard and protected and defended our country. And when Jamie Smith is laying there in that room, about to utter his last words on earth, is it any surprise that a warrior who is this dedicated to his brothers and sisters in arms, this dedicated to the country and what we stand for, is it any wonder that the last words out of his mouth would of course be to his mom and dad, because they're the people on earth that he loves the most, and the words that he wants his mom and dad to hear about him is that he was a good warrior and that he fought hard. That moment in the movie Blackhawk Down is a very powerful moment, and it should be, because of what it represents. Just a fun fact from the movie Blackhawk Down for you.